in a world.
Bro, it's Indiana.
In Indiana, from the depths of our secret lair.
Bro, it's totally a bookstore.
And whose fault is that? Fine, never mind. In Indiana, from the depths of our bookstore comes a well-coordinated coterie of serious kindred.
You're joking, right?
I'd rather be reading a book anyway. Fine. Come check out our chronicle as a bunch of misfit kindred drift from one crisis to another. Happy?
Bro, what happened to the voice?
Indy by night. We'll see you Tuesday. Oh, hey, hi, hello, we are here. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. We're here with another episode of Indy by Night, our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. We are going to go around the room, introduce who we're playing, and how you guys felt about the last few moments about the new rebranded version of Michael. And then we have some remorse checks to burn through as well this evening to start us off from our one and only Eva. So we'll go ahead and start with Warren.
Hi, I'm Warren. I am playing Carter the Tremere. Last week's episode definitely reinforces that Carter would rather be reading a book. This has gotten complicated once again. But hopefully this new brand of Michael is going to be a little less chaotic and a little easier to, stay within the Cambria lines.
Next up, we have Justin.
Sorry, I was muted. My name's Justin. I play Dimitri the Ventru, and I gotta say, mad respect for Michael. Took it like a champ. Welcome to the fold, brother.
Next up, we have Donnie.
I'm Donnie, playing Benny Malkavian, and happy to get that out of the way and see if Michael can see the light of the Camarilla.
Next up, we have Hannah.
Hey, I'm Hannah, playing Eva Hill, the Bruja, and Eva was very sad for Michael. Hated the whole moment. If she cried, she would have cried, but she doesn't cry. So, yeah. Hopefully, Michael helps us out a little bit more now.
All right, and next up, you have Ian.
Hey, I'm Ian. I am playing Michael the Ravnos, the butt of all these rumors that are happening right now, all these internal monologues. I can say, as Michael, I'm not a huge fan of the hostile takeover of the Michael Corporation. But, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And the words of "Don't let them hear you scream" will never not be in Michael's head.
That is fair. Before we get into the full episode recap, Eva, you have a couple of minor remorse checks for the absolute just slaughtering of individuals that you took place, as you also then burned their house around them to hide the evidence in very much this coteries fashion. So I need you to go ahead and make 2 remorse checks for me, please.
1. Succeeded both.
That is impressive nonetheless. You do feel pretty terrible about what happened. The beast took over. It wasn't something you wanted to happen. But nonetheless, as everything that's going on with Michael, it seems like it's still eye-opening how important the mortal life is to you. Even after, being a kindred for as long as you have been, you still hold on to that humanity. And you do not get closer to your beast in that regards. But last week, there was a hunting scene. It did not go well. Some of you went perfect for. But a meeting was had off the books with Nessa, our Toreador Primogen. And you guys were trying to figure out if there was any possible way for Michael to not become part of the Camarilla. See if there was a way for a secondary plan to come through. But at the end of the day, Michael decided that it's the easiest way to try and go through and just become part of the Camarilla. After some monologuing from mostly the prince, a brand was given to Michael on his ribs at the symbol of the Camarilla. And you all were able to sort of tell that the prince did not actively enjoy doing this, but it seemed more of a duty that he was held responsible for, that he had to do. But as he handed Nessa the brand, as well as the extremely hot kettle that the brand was in, you guys did notice there was a single blood tear that was being wiped away by Nessa. And at this point, this is where we are picking up. Nessa is beginning to walk away. Carter, I believe there was something you were wanting to do.
Yeah, Carter will step forward and intercept before Nessa can leave and go before the prince. And he will say, I apologize for the interruption, but if Michael is going to be a part of us, we're going to accept the same as him. And I don't know anyone here, and I take a long look at Nessa and then at Bart, that has any problem swearing loyalty to the Camarilla. At which point I will grab the brand and put it on myself.
Okay. You go ahead and take 2 points of aggravated damage. as you go ahead and once again you guys can hear the sound of skin becoming charred as you hear the tss. Nessa sort of looks around trying to figure out what just happened. The prince nods. Anyone else would like to do this in solidarity before we remove the brand?
No, thank you.
Carter, I also need you to go ahead and make a terror frenzy at difficulty 2.
I think I just rolled that, right?
Looks like it. 2 successes.
It is indeed. Perfect. Sorry, for some reason I did not get the boop from Roll20, so I apologize.
So it's roll 20 that's been booping Carter this whole time.
Exactly.
I was about to say it all makes sense now.
Well played, roll 20.
The prince sort of nods towards Nessa, and she begins to take the brand back from you, Carter. She looks over at Dimitri and Benny one more time.
Pass. I bear the mark on my soul.
Nessa sort of nods and exits the room. Well,
I'm going to avoid looking at Carter.
the prince begins to clap. Not a lot of people would have done what you did, Carter. And I believe that this is truly the sign of the Camarilla. You have a minor boon with me.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you and your coterie would like to discuss before leaving?
Yes, there is one point of order in reference to my sire.
Is this something you would like to talk about in front of the rest of your coterie, or would this be a one-on-one conversation, Dimitri?
It makes sense for the rest of the coterie to be here because it impacts them.
I mean, go ahead. He sort of like gestures to you as he wraps around and sits down at his desk and begins to pull out a ledger.
You asked for me to seek out my sire because you have not heard from him in quite some time. When I investigate his haven, I find a message that indicates that he has been called to Gehenna.
I didn't realize he was... I'm sorry.
It is okay. He has been hearing the call for some time. He finally chose to heed it.
Now, I am concerned over the... I wouldn't go as far as domain, but the business efforts that you had put in is when you first planted your seeds here in Terre Haute. And
Yes.
for his regards to his business, is there any change in that, or is there something that we need to work towards as a goal?
I would ask your permission to consolidate our territories. We're both located in Terre Haute. Your desire to see us grow and prosper, this, although it comes at great sacrifice due to the loss of a wonderful man, it is an opportunity for us to merge these territories and grow further into Terre Haute, consolidating the business together.
That's a large territory.
It is.
Do you believe the 5 of you can hold it?
We are not alone. We have the assistance of my brother.
The 6 of you, then.
I think with the infrastructure that my sire has built, I think it will be possible. I would like your permission, however, to seek less hostile negotiations with the Anarchs and Thin Bloods in my territory. As we are so distant from the Ivory Tower, going to war with them is an untenable proposition in the current situation. However, if we were to find someone who was not necessarily a fan of the Anarch way of doing things, but was still not Camarilla, who could act as, say, our Baron, a friend in the area, would this be acceptable? Only while we grow our forces and strengthen, which will take time. I wish to see all of Terre Haute underneath our domain. But as you say, we are only 6.
If you need to have alliances out in your portion, the Thin Bloods are free game, as long as they don't hold Anarch values. Any that might be unbound, more than happy to work with them, especially because of the research that we've had come through over the last few months. I believe that the Thin Bloods may not be as terrible as they could be. Also extremely useful for some of them. That being said, Dimitri, Carter, and Eva, I don't give this very lightly, but the 3 of you, if you see fit, are able to have one childer to help grow and concrete your position in Terre Haute.
I'll bow low. You are too kind, my prince.
Anything for the tower? Not saying that you are forced to have one at this time, but you have been given permission where you do not need to seek out my permission, as long as you believe that they will hold up the tenets of the ones that we hold so sacred here. I believe that's the additional 3 kindred when you guys decide to have your childer, plus the Thin Bloods. Should be plenty to hold your 2 territories, at least for now, until you continue to grow it.
Thank you, my prince.
Of course. Anything else?
I'll look at Carter, Eva, Benny, Michael.
Just out of character, so it sounds like that was not a yes on
Right.
we
On
could-
the on the Anarchs.
Yes. It
That,
seems
that was anyone but the Anarchs, is what he
Anybody
just
but
said.
I'll even let you have some children, okay?
exactly.
I swear to
For
God.
the love of
do you want a
God,
baby?
stop bringing me barons.
Do you want a baby? You can have a baby. Just stop messing around with the Anarchs. I swear to God.
What's all yours generations?
I'm a neonate, I think. No, not a neonate. Sorry.
13? 12.
I think a 12.
Yep, 12.
You're 13, then your child would be a thin blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
With regard to the Anarchs, if we see the opportunity to have them correct their ways and join the tower, is that something that is possible, or would you prefer we just handle them more directly?
If they are interested in joining the right side, I'm sure a discussion can be had. The more the merrier. But if they hold their freedom, if that's what they want to call it, so highly they become an issue, deal with them. Or continue what you've been doing and bringing me barons.
So to make sure that this is crystal clear, we have permission to the Anarchs in our territory?
If, and only if, it's retaliation. Not going around and just slaughtering kindred to slaughter kindred, but if they attack first, then yes.
Understood.
But we try to still uphold the lack of destruction if possible. But sometimes it's you or them.
We're still in front of multiple kindred at this point, right? It's not just our coterie and the prince.
No, it's just the Coterie of the Prince. But the entire time it was just more or less the Prince and Nessa that were the only two people in there. And then once Nessa left, it was just your Coterie and the Prince.
I pull out my
Looks like
stick
there's more people.
and I sneak up.
Okay.
Michael cheers you on the entire time. Get him. Get him.
Get him.
I'm playing both sides.
Exactly.
Hold on. That's my brand. You can't have my brand. You got famous and now you're stealing identities?
You just got one brand now, so I mean, sorry, bud.
I was branded.
I know. You're one brand.
You gained a
You're
new brand.
Nabisco now.
Exactly.
You saw me turn it down, so who's really playing both sides?
True.
Swear to God. Hey, Benny, where'd your haven? Asking for a friend.
Like you wouldn't. Like I'd tell anyone.
Yes. It's just the Coterie and the Prince.
I will say, I'm going to phrase this. Got to think about the right way to phrase it for this version of the prince.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna point in disguise if we did one. A bait and switch.
Exactly.
Put on my mustache.
So you just ask him.
I agree. Go ahead.
I was going to say, ask him, which version of the prince are you right now? You want to kiss or what?
Got a goatee, but I look exactly like the prince.
Exactly.
Is this like boop or steak?
Why not both?
Hi, I'm here to party. I will say I absolutely agree on taking a firm hand. I do think there are some potential benefits to what Dimitri suggested. Not work with the Anarchs, because of course that would not be acceptable, but putting some potential tower members on the long path to rejoin might work very much in your favor and ours, as we can clear the Anarchs out of Indianapolis forever.
like I said, if they are willing to join, let us put them in place.
Would it be possible? Would you think it wise and a useful tool to have them loyal to us in their heart, but perhaps not visibly so loyal to us, so that we might pacify the area and take over without causing further friction with the Anarchs? Out of character, I'm basically saying, like, if we can get Derek to say, yeah, totally, I'll work for the cam, can we not brand him and march him around like a dog, so that we can, actually get him to do shit we want?
Where's the fun in that?
It's a lot more fun for me. It's probably less fun for Benny.
You see him begin to spin a ring on his finger before pressing a button on his phone. And you guys recognize the voice, at least majority of you do, as Augustin answers. Yes. Come to my office and bring the total amount of kindred in our state with you as soon as you can. Right this way. And he begins to hang up. Maybe. But it might work. Might be something. But we need some collateral for that to go into place. You see, a word can only go so far before it has the possibility of stabbing you in the back. Now, if you can make this kindred that is on his way to baronship bound to you, that makes me feel a lot more comfortable in this scenario. But someone going off their word, you just don't know which side they're actually playing for. And that concerns me with you all being by yourselves out there, as far as you are, I should say. You might put him into power and believe he has the best intentions. But I've seen it. That much power in an unruly group as the Anarchs quickly turns people. Look at Baron Anson. He was once one of us before he defected. And now he's back home. So, take that with whatever you see fit. It's time to give the rabid dogs a little bit extra on their leash. And don't make me pull it tighter, please. Roughly about this time, Augustin walks in with a tablet. Gives a quick bow to the prince before taking his side and placing the tablet down in front of him. Baron moves the document that is on it. According to our numbers, and this again is just of the ones that we know about, even with your impact, as it were, the Anarchs are still 3-1 to the Camarilla in the state of Indiana.
I'm sure they can find some reinforcements in the other states if it comes to it.
Oh, I'm sure it could. I'm just trying to make sure that you guys have perspective. We may have resources, but they have numbers. And based off what I heard in LA, we don't need to have a similar situation pop up here. Vannevar bit more than he could chew. And some LA Baron put him in his place. And I will not have that happen to us.
Speaking of LA Barons, have you heard if Baron Temple has returned to LA?
I've not heard from Baron Temple since, well, since the quite some time.
Absolutely, something that Michael's gonna perk up about. Like, since okay, careful word choice.
But our information does at least say we haven't seen him in the last 3 or 4 months. But it's hard to say if he went into hiding somewhere here or is in his comfy club back in LA. It's a very good question, though.
Anybody have
everyone's-
anything?
Well, while everyone's talking, I'm going to check in on old Barty.
Okay.
See if I recognize his location.
He is in a very, very nice room. Looks very modernly put together. Has some decently loud, like, techno music that's sort of blaring around. And the only reason you can tell is because in his reflection, you can sort of see in the mirror he's looking into, behind him on a TV, you can see the music sort of playing on the TV. But you don't recognize this room. But you can recognize that he is sitting comfortably in some lounging wear.
How's he see himself? Is he pretty or grotesque?
Very grotesque. Even
Just making sure he saw himself as a.
Yeah, I mean,
Really
honestly, he looks more monstrous than he truly is. Like, you've seen Bart in his normal Nosferatu form, and he looks even more monstrous than that.
Is that reason to believe that maybe he kind of I don't know what the power is, but like maybe he even masks his own true identity?
It's
It's like a truly disgusting
it's
Nosferatu.
it's absolutely possible. You could. It's sort of hard to tell whether or not he's like Bart's face is like with the one you guys know to be his face is another mask, or if that's just truly how he sees himself. Um,
At least we know he's not a narcissist.
Exactly. um, but no, you absolutely see that he is sort of just lounging around. Nothing too exciting.
He would be. Typical Bart. Okay.
Good guy, Bart. As you sort of come back to the prince, looks over at Gustin. That is all. Thank you. And he sort of bows again and leaves. When he shuts the door, any of you have the capability to sense things that may not be visible?
Since things that may be unseen.
Exactly.
Yes.
Would you do me a favor and do a once-over of this room?
Of course.
And activate heightened senses.
Okay.
If there's any overwhelming smelly people around.
Yeah. Go ahead and activate it and roll your perception. 3 hits on your sense of the unseen. 5 total.
5.
Oh my
7
God.
success.
The only smell that's still in the air that is heightened is still this you like absolutely can still smell both Carter and Michael as their skin is still in the process of healing from being scorched.
Toast.
But other than that, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Anything that would show that anyone else besides the group of people here are truly here. And same goes for you, Carter, as you sort of look around and sense to see if anyone's there. You're very confident there is no one hiding or that should not be here with Sense the Unseen.
I believe we're alone. I think it's safe, and then I will mouth, but we should look for bugs if you're concerned. Does he have any pictures on any paintings?
Oh, he has multiple paintings that are all over on both sides of the walls. He's got probably about 5 paintings in total.
Does he nod or give some reaction when I suggest that?
He sort of nods to you. Staying where he is, but nods.
Yeah, I will I will check the painting. I don't know if any of the rest of the coterie wants to do it, or they're going to wait for me to go check 5 paintings.
I believe Michael and I have some expertise scouting paintings for bugs.
I am pretty good at it. I'll help.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Let's see here. Either Wits plus. Wits plus investigation or Wits plus technology.
I get heightened senses added to this?
Yeah, you would definitely be able to.
It's difficulty 3.
DC is going to be 3.
Hey.
Hey. Jesus. All three of you all rolled 3 successes. You guys check around the 5 paintings as a coterie. And you're very confident there are no bugs placed anywhere.
All clean. The eyes might look like they're moving, but I've been staring at them for minutes. And they haven't moved.
Yeah, I don't see anything over here. We're clear.
I was given a warning. Of concern that I was no longer fit to rule, and that people were interested in removing me from office. Does that ring a bell with anything you might have been hearing?
Look towards Dimitri and Carter. As
real quick, out of character.
Yes.
What do I know about? Because I know as a player that Ness is the mastermind of that. I don't feel like Carter himself has been in any really explicit conversations to that effect.
we know that Bart masqueraded as the prince, which seems pretty
Yeah,
sus.
we know
don't
about the
if
video.
prince
Yep.
knows, but we know it might be something worth bringing up. That's what Benny would like to bring up, but it's not going to step on your guys' toes.
There was discussion when Nessa first started working with you guys that she was concerned about the prince's well-being.
Okay.
And then Dimitri and Eva at the dinner party, Augustin mentioned that he believed someone was trying to make some moves into the public circle, but
yeah, I know they know more. Part of why Carter doesn't know more and plays the lapdog is that so he can answer questions honestly,
right,
and hopefully not make the other parts of the coterie have to lie.
right. No, as far as you're aware of, besides Bart being fishy and Nessa
Take
having
that back.
interests,
Bart is an upstanding citizen.
no kindred are upstanding citizens. That's because they are
And
no
I
longer
have-
citizens.
And I have no skin in the game on either side of this coin. Like, yeah, sure, bud.
Exactly. Beyond that, those are the only 2 things that Carter would know as being absolute. Besides your visions that you've had, where it seems like the balance of Prince was on the scales.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm happy to try to tackle answering this unless anybody in the coterie is going to leap into action here.
Yeah, I'm not touching that.
All right. Well, I will say when we first made a name for ourselves, Minnie on the Primogen spoke with us and asked some open-ended questions. I took it to be they were feeling out our loyalty to you out of their proper place as a Primogen. I do have a question, and I hope that you will understand that my asking it is so that I can fully answer what you said and not in any way an insult.
You see him sort of sit up a little bit.
So Nessa has acted on your behalf and has indicated that you were unwell. Is that the truth?
Yes.
In that case, I have seen her do nothing that would make me think she was being unloyal to you or couldn't be explained as acting to ensure that you were continued to be perceived strong in the region. We do know that recently Bart was acting in public under the guise of your face, which I assume there was a good reason for it.
I'll start pulling up the video on my cellular device. Head towards the prince and say, we got hold of some footage.
You begin to see the hair around the back of his neck begin to grow out a little bit more.
And I don't know if actually I don't. So yeah, maybe the image to him would start to dissolve.
Yeah.
Once we point it out, like, is that you, or is it Bart?
And as the image begins to fade, you see the nails that he has grow a little longer.
I wiped the sweat that dripped on my phone. I don't know where the sweat came from. I'm spraying myself with a water bottle.
Exactly.
I turn on a bush of life just to sweat.
Exactly. Roll a rouse check. Now, that is not me. Carter, you mentioned it, and he does not take his eyes off the phone. Carter, you mentioned there was others that were interested. Other members of the Primogen. Which ones?
I believe we spoke with all the Primogen. And as I said, in my opinion, which could have been flawed, they asked, feeling after our own loyalty, not out of any need, not out of any plans against yourself. As you are certainly aware, we made an impression in our debut here. I suspect many of the Primogen wanted to take what steps they could to ensure our loyalty to you.
I'm not sure that's 100% true. What you say may be true, but as far as their ideals, I don't know if that is fully true.
From all the conversations that I've ever had with Caleb, I have no doubts of his loyalty to the prince. He is my kinsman, and I feel that he believes that you are best suited to rule in Indiana.
And Sheldon?
My interactions with Sheldon have never delved into anything connected to you, my prince. We have discussed arrangements, made deals, but nothing that relates to you or your rule.
He's the Malk, right?
Yeah.
Indeed he is.
I wouldn't trust him.
And I will add, I have had premonitions that there is a danger to us, to you, to the tower. I do not know where that danger comes from, but so far these premonitions have been accurate. I, in retrospect, foresaw what was to happen here today.
It's good to know that you have such capabilities, Carter. You and your coterie make yourselves more and more useful. I will say this, if you hear any talk, bring it to my attention at once, and you will be handsomely rewarded. I don't care who it is, or what they've done. I have fought tooth and nail to get here, and I will not see that end because someone runs their mouth.
Would you require any sort of proof, my prince?
I would. We are deceitful monsters, to say the least. And proof can be fabricated, so make sure it's good.
As you wish.
And given that clearly some close to you have the ability to appear as you, is there some way we can be assured when we are speaking to you?
Speak about sunny beaches. Doesn't matter where, but sunny beaches. This is how we will know.
How are we to know it is you? What will you say in response?
Seems like a far-fetched dream. And you see that his hair begins to shorten a little bit. His nails begin to be more, while still pointed, more of a normal length.
Out of curiosity, who brought you this information?
An outside source.
From around here?
Yes.
It was Michael, wasn't it? Playing both sides.
That's one of those times that I don't like this guy. Why would I tell him anything? I feel like that's a valid thing.
I know we discussed just a few nights ago about your neighbors that had just moved in. we have discussed. And they are to be staying at their little business, as it were, but not to expand any further. She brought me this information for my approval to stay inside of your domain.
And if I may, my prince, this whole thing about you can stay but you can't expand, has that already been communicated to her? Or is that something that you would like delivered?
It was discussed before she left.
Okay. Perfect. I'm new to this, not wanting to overstep.
I appreciate it.
She was agreeable to these terms, I assume?
Yeah, once she realized that she wasn't the only ones that grew shadows, she was very quick to jump on board, as it were. She's on her path to enlightenment as well.
I hate it when they can grow shadows.
Indeed. Now, unless you guys have anything else to discuss, you're free to go. Again, you don't actively have to go and look for this individual who is spreading rumors, trying to belittle the progress that we've built here. But if you find them and have proof, please bring it. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your night.
I think the progress that you have made in Indiana is undeniable.
I'm glad you believe that, Dimitri. I just hope it's good progress.
We are here if you need us.
He smiles a little bit and nods.
And if anyone's skin needs flaying, just give me a call.
I'll take that action.
The night is still young. I still may call upon you.
Do you desire that we stay close by?
No, I believe if there's any sort of repercussions, you're only an hour away. Plus, I have my own digging I must do.
That's an hour at the speed limit.
With that, my prince, I think we have taken enough of your time.
I would agree. He sort of nods, stands up, straightens out his vest. Good luck. And he begins to shoo you off towards the door.
I will gladly go to the door first.
Yeah, I'm making a beeline right behind Eva there. Get me the hell out of here. This place sucks.
Yeah, every time.
On the other side of the door. Drink, 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 drink.
It's always a pleasure, right? I mean, it's like talking to a fresh breeze whenever.
Yeah.
Have you met a fresh breeze?
Okay, so for drink, do you want to go down hallway? They have very nice bar. Everything on tap, whatever your heart's desire. Or we can go hunt.
No, I say we stay here.
I can't
Well-
tell. Is that sarcasm? I've had a long night. I can't
We should
I
really
can't
stay
differentiate.
here.
Okay. They got it on
They
tap.
have a great library.
Yeah, Carter probably needs to hit up the library.
Yeah, Carter, what the hell? By the way, I mean, I appreciate it. Your brand looks great. It looks like very avant-garde, self-done, so immaculate. But what the hell? I jumped in there saying, all right, cool, let's get this done so that y'all wouldn't have to get anything like that, and you just do it?
Sort of removes any question about our loyalty, doesn't it?
God damn it. I guess, yeah, shit. See, I want to be mad, but you make it real hard to be mad.
Well, I overplayed my hand, so, you know.
Oh, no, your balls dropped tonight. Carter is good.
Carter, you terrify me.
I mean, that's a little dramatic.
No. I need a drink. If they got it on tap,
drinks. Yep,
let's
drinks.
go.
I would have done it, but I can't afford any blemishes.
And what is your deal all of a sudden, by the way? I'm asking on route to go get drink. Last night you were like skulking around, or not even last night, last whatever nights ago. Yeah, you were skulking around looking for the scoop, and now you got a little bit of money in your pocket in the studio, and you're out here ready to fuck the planet. I don't know. Like,
Hey.
what? I don't...
Benny's on the up and up. Wait, I had that one story go viral. Got a little bit of that ad revenue money. And now I've got some business with the Camarilla. The voice of the people. Well, not the Camarilla. We don't want to say that voice out loud, but... Hey, I got my roots in the ground. And now it's time to reclaim my crown.
Well,
Are you a tree?
yeah.
We're all trees.
What?
We're all saplings waiting to reach new heights.
No, not in the way that you're doing it.
That's...
The moonlight is our sun from which we gain our energy. And where are we
How do
going?
I
I can hear this.
how do I
I just gotta go get a drink. Bye.
Eva absolutely
Gonna walk
kills
really
me.
fast.
How do I unsubscribe from this?
You
have
can't
to delete.
unsubscribe. You hit the unsubscribe button. I'll tell you I'll remove you from the list in 2 weeks. But in that time, I'm going to re-add you to the list.
You just have to delete Benny.
You're actually a shitbag, Benny.
You already
Benny,
agreed to the terms when you signed up for the newsletter.
Benny, I've seen her kill people for bumping into her. Don't push this.
How many? We can't have any more bestial fails. She's already had 2 or 3 in like the past week.
Wow,
So-
the meta.
Now is the time.
I mean,
To
it's
push
like a
her
Deadpool thing. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So true.
If anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be
Talking about, man.
it's gonna be the Malk, right?
The Malkavian is absolutely the one that's fourth. We're breaking the fourth wall.
Look! She's already screwed up enough on the dice. It can't keep happening. It's statistically impossible.
It can't keep happening.
She
can't
can't
keep
keep
getting
getting
away
away with it.
Holy.
In the middle of the spiel, I'm going to go find my way to the bar. Like when Eva leaves, I will leave. Just all right, bye.
Easy enough to find as you guys continue down this hallway. And Michael, you sort of follow a few steps behind Eva as she leads the way to this rather glorious bar. It's a square bar that has a bunch of seats in the middle portion of it. And then on sort of outlining the exterior wall of this bar is a bunch of booths that have closed curtains, sort of like privacy booths. You can definitely see that there are about 3 of the 8 privacy booths that are taken and at least are closed. As you are looking around, you do see a couple of individuals at the bar. You do see Augustin drinking from a wine glass. and you do see Caleb, who's sitting across the other way, just sort of looking down, and spinning what looks like an actual like double of some sort of whiskey, and he's just sort of spinning it.
I'm gonna kind of step up next to Eva and just go like real quiet. I mean, we got those are Primogen guys, right? Is this the time for introductions, or should I do that later?
I mean, it's up to you. I'd rather never be introduced to them, but that was, inevitable. So
I mean, I
up to you.
figure
I'll
I'm
walk
this
up
far
with
in.
you.
Doggy Gala bros, what's up?
You can go with Dimitri.
I will go with Dimitri. Enjoy your drink.
I'm just gonna go sit at a table with my back so that Benny cannot see me.
Okay.
I think Benny's gonna be gone. When you guys took a right to go to the bar, I'm gonna take a left and just gonna poke around the tower and see if I can hear any music to see where Bart might have went off to.
Yeah.
Nothing suspicious. Just taking a personal tour.
Breaking into the secured facility.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm not breaking in. I'm in. I was welcomed in.
There's a part that we're not in that
Yeah.
you have to break into.
So there's
He's not with us. We're fine.
There's you're able to definitely see that this hallway, the bar that you guys are at is at the they're at, I should say, or at the end of the hallway. You do see a lot of rooms that are numbered leading up to the bar. There's the main opening, and then there's also the prince's little assistant's table that has then into the prince's office. Then the security door on the left that does require the key card scanner. But other than that, that is the only areas that you're actively able to get into.
It's not like a dormitory.
Have you? I guess has Benny been to the tower, like this portion before?
I guess not. Probably to the bar, maybe to the audience chamber, for wherever the prince sees people, but probably not deep in.
Yeah, I mean the prince, he does most of his large discussions either at Elysium or in his office where you just were. But you've been here enough times to know that the dormitorium, it would be those numbered rooms in between the main hall, the main entrance and the bar. Those little he calls as safe havens. You would know that those would be them. So you definitely can listen around to see if there's any sort of active music that's going on.
But I got the feeling from my peek at Bart that he was kind of in his room.
Yeah,
that's why I wanted to check.
You have heightened senses, right?
Yeah, keep that active.
Yeah, you actually are able to hear the music, very, very muffled, but you recognize the music that's being played through the security door.
Any buttons on the security door?
Just
to cough or.
Yeah. So underneath the little key card scanner, there is a small intercom on it as well. If you would like to call for one of the individuals.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's happen?
Yeah. Who do you want to call?
Ring the doorbell. What is it like? Is it like when you go to an apartment and it's ring these individuals?
Yeah, each individual has their own buzzer to it.
All right, I'm not gonna hit Bart. I'll just hit some random one, unless any of the other ones look familiar.
No, you mean you can see one for Caleb, you can see one for Augustin, you can see one for Bart, you can see one for Anessa, and then also one for. Sorry, I'm getting it pulled up because you can see one for Jordan, or you can see one for the Prince, and one for Alice.
I'll leave it be. I'll leave it be, and I'll go back to the bar.
Okay.
Problem is, if I get in there, I don't know what these are all like high level people. They're not just gonna like I just work here, man.
Exactly.
Sure, the bathrooms are that way.
Exactly. No, it is definitely gonna be. What are you doing here?
What are you, a cop? Mind your business.
Yes, actually.
I just the bathrooms, man. I really got. Wait
a
no,
second.
I don't do that anymore.
Exactly.
I'm all blushed up and gotta pee, man. Where's the bathroom?
I got a vom.
Exactly.
I'm gonna spew.
Ugh. Thanks. I hate it. As you are able to head back, are you all taking your own booth, or are you guys wanting to get into a group booth? The people who are in the bar that are currently there. I know Dimitri and Michael are walking over to Caleb.
Yeah, I did a spin move when I Dimitri kind of walked in to his left and spun around spin move, dodge the haters. All right, introduce me to these guys, I guess. And then I'm just gonna follow along from there.
Okay.
Who else is there that I can see?
That you can see is just your coterie, Caleb and Augustin, and then the bartender who is always here.
Oh, and your mom.
True.
I doubt that's accurate.
Also true.
I will post up at the bar just to see if anybody else comes in.
Yeah.
I feel like Dimitri and Michael have this well in hand.
So, Augustin's sitting by himself on the south end, which is the closest to the door where you guys are sitting, with his back to you guys. Caleb's sitting on the north end of it. Do you want to sit on one of those sides? Or you want to sit on one of the opposite sides that don't have anyone at them currently? Carter.
Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking. Yeah, I will sit off to myself.
Okay.
Not being not trying to shut them out, but definitely not butting up to anybody at the moment.
Sure. And what about you, Eva? Are you getting yourself a private booth, or are you?
I will, just to make sure Benny's not there.
Yeah.
And then once I realize Benny's not there, I'll go sit by Carter.
Okay. You walk over to a booth and close it for a minute.
Benny's already there.
Exactly. It's in the booth.
Hey, what's up? I'm Benny. I'm back.
And then once you
Took you long enough.
Right, exactly. As soon as you get a moment, you go and sit next to Carter. But roughly about this time, Dimitri and Michael walk over to Caleb, and he sort of looks over to you as he's spitting his glass, has a half crooked smile.
Hey, my friend. Apologize I have not reached out since last time I see you. It's been crazy. You know how it go.
I do too well, my friend. Too well.
Yo, Michael, come here.
Ahoy.
I lift up
So I
his shirt,
slide up.
point at the brand. Check it out.
There's no such thing as a boundary, is there?
Dude took this like a champ.
It's true. I did.
He's
Well,
our
I could-
brother now.
You are also Clan of Kings, then?
No. He's not kinsman. He's brother. It's different.
Sure. That's what you say, Dimitri.
And I'm just kind of standing there I don't know what to do with my hands.
Sorry. Caleb, Michael, this is Caleb. Caleb, this is Michael. Caleb's badass dude, Primogen. Awesome. Clan of Kings like me.
Oh. Good to meet you. Glad to meet you.
He goes ahead and reach over. He puts the glass down and reaches over and to shake your hand.
I'll shake his hand.
Hey, you solid dude. Why don't you talk to him for a minute? I gotta go say hi to Augie real quick, and then I'll be right back, okay?
Sure. Okay.
I smack you real hard on the shoulder. It's okay, bud. I'll be right back.
You can see across. It's not very loud. It's very like, quiet music that's being almost like elevator music that's sort of playing over some speakers, and Augustin just sort of shakes his head and smiles a little bit, overhearing all of this. And Caleb just sort of seats open if you want it.
Dimitri just did. Have you met Michael?
Yeah, actually, though. Have you met my kindred friend? That's my least favorite game.
Right.
Oh, this is my favorite version of Dimitri, though.
Socialite Dimitri.
The pro version.
Just don't have him roll any social rolls.
No.
That's what makes it so fun.
He goes ahead and just sort of sits down and continues to spin his glass.
Yep. I'm gonna politely be like, "Hey, it was great to meet you. I don't want to be in the middle of whatever you got going on. In fact, here you go, and I'll leave my business card right there. I need to get new ones, so hold on to that collector's item at this point. But if you need anything, give me a call. Bye." Just gonna wander away.
What is okay? He takes it and stuffs it into his jacket pocket.
Hell yeah! The card just says, "Michael, I do things. Call me."
He's very confused at the wording, but understands. Augustin sort of looks as you make your way around the bar, Dimitri.
I do that kind of like low, kind of crouch walk. Give money. Give us a hug.
No?
Come on.
No.
Don't make it weird. Come on.
But you're doing a fine job as that, Dimitri. What can I help you with?
You mind if I sit real quick?
No. Please be my guest.
I plop down on the chair. Is it safe to talk here? Is this okay or no?
Depends on what you want to discuss.
Just to give you a little tip, maybe?
Please follow me. We'll go discuss in my private quarters.
You've got what in your room? Hell yes, I want to see this!
Galo just shakes his head, smiling, and actually takes and throws back the glass of whatever he was turning around.
Don't leave, Caleb, I'll be back!
He smiles and just keeps looking forward. It looks over to Carter and Eva, who are just sort of sitting down, and just looks back at the glass and continues to stare at it.
I'm gonna go join Carter and Eva, by the way.
Okay. Benny, at this point, you are making your way into the bar when Dimitri and Augustin are beginning to exit.
Just going to get into old habits and pretend like I'm fastening my belt.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget. I don't need to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, just visiting the little kindred's room. Where are we headed off to now?
You're going this way. I'll spin him around by the shoulders. Give him a little nudge. We're going that way.
Three's the crowd, huh? I see how it is.
Well, you know, he's got some top secret things to show me.
He's got a
Don't
dog in
say.
his room.
Right. Top secret.
So, like, which Pokemon is it again?
He sort of
I
just
say kind of quietly to him.
shakes his head and begins to head off. You go ahead and head towards. He goes ahead and scans his ID badge and continues past the multiple rooms and the security rooms, and
Wait,
begins.
put my foot in the door.
It chops it off.
Exactly.
Well.
And you can absolutely hear just the blaring sound of the techno that's just blasting throughout the halls on this half. He takes a deep breath and continues forward, passing the room with the blaring music, and goes into opens up his jacket and grabs a set of keys that has like 3 different keys on it, and he use it on the door, swipes to the second key, uses it on the same lock, uses it on the third key, uses it on the same lock, and the door unlocks and is opened. And you've been to Augustine's True Haven before. This is pretty close to it, if not almost exact to it, minus the fact it's not under a cemetery. It is very well put together. A lot of older, but not like probably like late 1800s artwork and sculptures sort of throughout the area. Please, and he goes ahead and shots, and you can see that he has an extreme like locking mechanism on the other side of his door where he goes through and locks all 3 again. And he presses his hand against the door, and you can see a small pulse of red energy go over the door.
Damn. Homeboy is serious.
Very much so. That's like the head of security has got a security thing.
Is there like a chair or something to sit on?
Yeah, there is a 2 love seats that are sort of looking at each other. One thing you do notice, there is no TV or like technology that it would be used to like be enjoyed besides a old record player off in the corner.
Gotcha.
Please.
I take a seat.
He walks over and begins to look through some records. So what did you need to discuss, Dimitri?
So you by no means need to answer this if you do not feel comfortable. But how well do you still have the prince's ear? Since his recovery, has your access to him changed?
I would say it's improved, if anything.
It's improved.
Yeah, when he was unwell, he stayed bottled up in his room for the most part.
I mean, your level of influence. Has that changed?
Well, I mean, before, I would say it's probably returned back to levels before he was unwell. I worked Nessa when she needed me, but it was few and far between.
You were more integral to the operation when the prince was himself, so to speak.
Of course.
And now you are back to having the same level of access and influence?
I would like to believe so. Whether or not that's the truth on his perspective is another situation.
What do you know about the Sabbat in Terre Haute?
He sort of stops moving. As he got his back to you right now, as he's sort of digging through the records, and he stops for a moment. He doesn't need a sigh, but you can actively see that he's just lets out just a sigh, and they're here. And he goes ahead and pulls out a record, looks it up and down, puts it back.
You should probably sit down.
He plops down.
It surprises me that you are unaware of this. But Nessa is. She was aware before we were aware, and they were in our neighborhood.
Well, we all hold different pieces of this puzzle that is the Camarilla, with her unique status at the time when we believe that the Sabbat had went into play. She was acting prince, so she has a lot more resources.
She has been to the tower since the prince has been well.
That is a rumor that I heard, but it was unconfirmed.
As chief of security, this does not bother you?
The princess has meetings with multiple people, mortal, kindred. It sort of just comes with the territory. I can't keep an eye on every single person that walks in or out. To be fair, as long as they're not attacking the tower or breaking past our security doors, I couldn't give a rat's ass.
But this is a very powerful member of the Sabbat. If she is to be believed, she was around at the time of the first empire in Egypt. Received gifts from the pharaohs. And she was able to come to the ivory tower without the chief of security being notified or advised so he could take proper precautions. And more so, she played your hand.
What do you mean?
She told the prince of the possible deception within the Camarilla. The desire of some of his own primogen to overthrow him.
Hmm. And how
Just
did
be
he
careful.
take that?
He is paranoid, as you would expect. But I would say that you are not above suspicion at this moment. Whether he trusted you before, I wouldn't say the same is true now.
Does it seem to be leaning towards anyone in particular that he believes to be the case?
If he is, he's keeping it close to his chest. However, we were told to tell him of anyone who speaks of betrayal, no matter their position.
Well, I definitely wouldn't want that now, would we?
You have been fair with me. I figure it is best to be fair with you.
And what does that entail? A warning?
I wanted to let you know so that you are not blindsided. If Nessa is somehow able to manipulate this situation, she already seems to be blocking your access to the prince, to his schedule, to his visitors. She's keeping you in the dark, blinding you essentially. And if what you said is true about her potential allies, that leaves you in a very lonely place.
So my question to you then, do you think it's her?
Do I think who is? The person who is pretending to betray the prince?
Yeah.
She had her chance. She was seneschal. She had all the power of the prince. The prince was incapacitated for all intents and purposes. If she wanted to seize power, she could have.
I guess my concern is how we know she didn't.
Seize power?
Maybe not all of it.
She may have put plans in place. I would just caution you this. Be careful of your brethren.
I appreciate that, Dimitri. Appreciate that a lot. And watch out for her as well. She seems to be kinder as of now. That she's back in her small role compared to Prince but I have a feeling that it is for a purpose.
Potentially. Her fangs are not dull, I will tell you this.
There's few kindred that have sharper. Anything else you've heard?
Nothing that is of note that I would feel would benefit you to know directly. It could put you in more jeopardy to know it.
And I assume that if stuff goes sideways, I have you to call on?
I do owe you.
Just making sure that we're on the same page, friend.
As I said, you've always dealt squarely with me. And I know our breed is not known for honoring much. But I wish to see all kindred flourish. And war does not help any of us. You believe in the prince, you have your reasons.
I do.
I believe in the prince, I have my reasons. They may not align, but we are aligned in this fact.
Just watch your back. There's some whispers that Terre Haute may not be as safe as we believed it be.
I appreciate the warning.
If it looks like he's about to say something, he just shakes his head. Good luck.
As to you. Now I must return to my friends and break some bad news to Caleb.
He nods a little bit, walks over and gets a small note, like a sticky note, and writes something on it, folds it up, and hands it to you.
I take it.
Good luck.
To you as well, my friend. I'll kind of shake his hand and give him a good pat on the shoulder.
He goes in front of you and almost hurries over to the door, places his hand on it once again, and you see the red energy sort of pulse again and begins to unlock unlock all the doors.
Okay.
Please.
I thought he was like deactivating some sort of kill system because I touched him.
No. No, he's deactivating his alarms.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you again for showing me your Pokemon collection. I never thought you'd be the type. Really cool. First edition Charizard. Awesome.
Excited about that? You should see the Black Lotus.
You've got one?
Indeed.
I can't believe it. I'll say, kind of walking down the hall, shaking my head.
He stays a few steps behind you, but almost like escorting you out of the secure area.
As I'm walking along, I'll kind of unfold the post-it and read what it says.
It just says Eva Hill.
Ho 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 ho!
Ho ho ho! The thick and plots.
I'll tuck that in my sock.
All right. He escorts you. He doesn't even leave the secure area. He just more or less opens the door, lets you leave, and shuts it behind him. The rest of the coterie, those of you who have Bagger are able to actively reduce some hunger without needing to make a hunger check to roll, as long as you're not at hunger 4 or more. No risk of frenzying. But
Can I drink enough to take me to 0?
no, because even baggers still have to feast and kill a person to go down to 0.
We just pull a person out of the freezer.
I mean, it's definitely possible.
That a service that's offered here.
Yeah, exactly. Depending on the individual, maybe.
I've
Just
got a
make sure to
status.
ask for permission
True.
I'm famous.
before you finish it off. Just trust me.
Ask.
Ask for permission.
Don't you know who I am?
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think they'll
perfectly
care.
true. But anyone who would like to could definitely, that is a bagger, could definitely get some of the nutrients from the blood and able to get down to 1 hunger. Even unfortunately for you, it is just an enjoyment thing, unless you actively make an order.
No, I'm not gonna order.
Okay,
I'm at
Coward.
0 hunger after all
No,
that.
never mind.
that's fair. After all the murdering,
Yeah.
Be nice and full.
exactly.
He was like I ate earlier. I'm fine.
Yeah. I had like a buffet earlier. It was fine.
I don't even think it'd be enjoyable. There's no what? Disgracia.
Yeah. Eva, do you
Might
have
as
your
well be an
phone on
animal.
you?
Yeah.
You, I guess, one, do you keep your contacts up to date for, or is this like a burner phone that you have on you?
Yeah, just a burner phone. I feel like Dimitri gets me a new one every time.
That's fair.
Trash that stuff.
You get a picture that comes through. You recognize the building that it's a picture of. Bar down in Bloomington.
Is anything else in the picture or just the picture of the building?
Go ahead and roll wits and awareness for me. DC is 3.
Streetwise to recognize other buildings.
Mm-hmm.
I got 2.
2. Would you like to willpower? You are currently not succeeding.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Alright, got 1.
For
So
a total
3
3. There's a handbag next to the side of the bar. You recognize this handbag. It is Jane's handbag. But it's just sitting, like, up against the building.
But she's not in the picture.
Nope.
What time is it?
It is roughly at this point. Let's see. You guys woke up, came straight here. Probably close to like 10 o'clock, 10:30.
And then how far of a drive would it be?
An hour.
I would say I felt like it was about an hour, right? Bloomington to Indianapolis.
Downtown, maybe like
Hour and 30, hour and 15.
hour and 30 at the most.
Yeah.
Not this late.
Exactly. Who's going the speed limit? Yeah, probably about an hour and 15 minutes. Be there just probably about midnight.
Whose car did we take here?
Probably would have been my Escalade.
Yeah, I would say I think you guys groped into a couple of different ones. I think. Yeah, it was. I think.
Oh, that's right. Benny was already here.
Yeah, Michael
and
was.
Michael came.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I drove my U-Haul down here.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't even park in the circle anymore.
It's right off the circle.
I drove right up to the door with my U-Haul. There's
Yeah,
just a U-Haul
just
sitting
backed
out
it
there.
up.
Anybody that comes close gets squawked at by a big ass bird. They're not touching my car. It's fine.
So yeah.
I'll text Dimitri and ask him if he's coming back into the bar.
Roughly about this time, Dimitri, as you're sort of putting the note in your boot, you get a text message.
Okay. Flip it up. I'll reply back. On my way.
I'll text back. Are you able to give me a ride?
Sure.
I'll thumbs up it.
Okay.
Meet me by the elevator, is what I'll say.
Okay.
I'll shoot Michael a text. Keep Caleb company, bro. BRB.
Get another text, but why? Question mark, question mark.
Because he's my bro.
But bro, I don't even know this bro.
Get to know the bro. Network, bro.
Guy, I'm new, bro.
Don't act new, bro. Strut, bro.
Can't
All
strut
of
what's can't strut what's scared to stunt, bro.
Gotta have balls that clank, bro. Own it, bro. Oh,
Ain't no flex with a weak chest, bro.
What is happening right now,
I don't even know.
bro?
This is the point, I think, where it finally happened, where Dimitri and Michael became friends legitimately.
You mean bros?
I mean, bros.
Bro.
Yeah, bro,
Totally bros.
bro, guy,
Bro.
come on.
Uh,
Last text. Do you think they'll let me bring my bird in here?
Totes, bro.
Hell yeah, BRB.
all right. So Eva and Dimitri meet at the elevator.
I just need a ride to Bloomington. Unless you want me to borrow your car. You can
Hell
come
no,
back.
I've seen you drive.
Well, not that bad.
Listen, only I say this because car is hot. You get pulled over, then you got to kill cop. It's not cool, okay? I drive. It's right.
Okay, sure.
So we gonna have to kill anybody or anything?
I'm not planning on it.
Okay, I just need to know what I'm getting myself into. Because I'm down to clown, you know?
Well, I'm glad that you're down in case something happens, but let's not plan on it.
Okay, it's good. Let's go.
Okay. All right.
Right before you guys enter into the elevator, the security door opens up, and you can see Augustin sort of poking his head out. Dimitri, you know there's a fire in your domain?
Oh, what?
He goes ahead and pulls up, shows you on his phone a news, just a house that is on fire.
So it's not like our property, right?
No, it's not your property. It's just a fire that is in with your domain.
Is it like a known hangout for? Like, okay. Well, hopefully they called the fire department.
Yeah. I only asked because according to some sources, there was a propane tank in the middle of the room.
Oh, dude, that was not me. I promise. I got witnesses, bro. I can't get in trouble for this. I got priors.
You receive a text, just bro? Question mark.
He sort of nods, looks at Eva, sort of bows a little bit towards you.
I'll nod my head back.
Understood. Well, good luck.
Oh, okay, man. Well, I'll check into it when I get back. But thanks for the heads up, bro.
He goes ahead and begins to head back towards the security door.
He's a good guy.
I'm pretty sure you say that about almost everybody.
Okay, well, true, but he's not. Doesn't make any less legitimate. That's all I'm saying. You don't like anybody.
That's a true statement, too.
Playful shove.
I've seen how this turns out.
Not rolling any die.
Exactly. You guys get up to the vehicle and begin to head towards heads towards the interstate to begin to head towards Bloomington.
As we're in the elevator, I'll text Carter just saying that Dimitri and I are going to Bloomington, just to give him a heads up.
I'll text back. Need help?
Don't think so.
I've got my car. Let me know if you need me.
I can see a little vignette of flaming buildings and people screaming, playing behind Carter's head.
Exactly.
He's seeing Eva and Dimitri alone, unsupervised.
I mean, there's a certain amount of not wanting to know with you two.
That's true. As you guys are heading that way, that leaves Michael and Carter and Benny at the bar. Is that correct?
Yeah, and Michael would have stepped out to come back with Lil Michael.
Gotcha. So you are also heading towards the main area that has the elevator, waiting for it to come back down after Eva and Dimitri. Nessa sort of walks out of one of the booths. She sort of leaves it, pulls it open, and one of the servers sort of walks out and grabs the side of his neck and just continues to walk towards the back. Ah, I thought I heard one of my favorite coteries. Where did the rest of them go? Looking over towards you, Carter.
Yeah, sometimes it's best not to ask.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. There's a few people that I also share the same respect towards.
Absolutely. People's hunting habits are their own.
Agreed. Have you seen Dimitri in a minute?
Have I seen Dimitri?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was here. I kind of look around. Look at that. I think he said he was going somewhere, bro. I think was what he said. And
that's who was. Yeah. Okay.
Can't confirm. He told me going somewhere, bro.
Right. I was just curious if he was still here. That's all. And she sort of just smiles towards you.
I am happy to take a message.
Just let him know not to be late.
Okay.
And she sort of smiles and good night. And she begins to head out of the bar towards the hallway.
Oh, if I'm actually there, I want to try to stop her really quick before she leaves.
Yes.
So on the super low, right?
Please Make sure
All
you
right,
choose
so-
your next words very, very carefully, Michael.
This big ass shit-eating grin. You and Dimitri be kissing, right? Like that's what's going on.
Oh, am I overhearing this?
You are indeed.
I literally snort blood out of my nose and do a full-on what?
You're telling me you didn't pick up on this? The chemistry, the tension is real. So I was like, just y'all be kissing or what? Like, there's no shame.
A woman does not kiss and tell, but it's okay to be jealous if you are.
Oh, Dip, that's not a no. I'm taking that as a yes. They really do be kissing. That's for real.
Take that as you want, Michael.
All right. You have a great night, Nessa. Thank you so much. And little Michael goes, good night. They be kissing.
She looks at you. And when she does, she sort of how are you, Michael?
Coping through other people's uncomfortableness. My ribs are tender.
They look well done to me.
It's right though. There ain't nothing rare about them. We're gonna be okay. There's lots to work through, but we're gonna be okay. And I guess you've still got the good end of this deal, because my services are still available. You're the only side that I get to say that to, I guess.
Indeed. And she goes ahead and sort of like takes your face and like very gently, like sort of like wipe away if like where like your tear would be. Just please know this was not my intent, Michael.
Thanks, Mom.
I need
Me to roll a new character because she killed me for that.
nah. Not roll a new character. That would be silly.
And petty.
Exactly.
If we know anything, it's kindred aren't petty.
I need you to roll wits and composure.
Oh God.
Oh no.
As your eyes lock into hers as you are having this conversation.
Oh, she's a turd.
You're not supposed to make eye contact.
And I even know this.
It's impolite to not make eye contact.
Right? Wits and composure.
Yep.
Can I search that?
You cannot.
You can. Can't you? Let's search anything that uses an attribute.
Sure.
Well, I think the better one here is, am I gonna try to willpower that? Yeah, why not?
Michael, what's your blood potency?
1. Or whatever the base of it is.
Yeah.
1, I would assume.
Yeah, especially because you're probably a bagger, so you wouldn't want to go to 2.
Yeah, I don't want to have to, get a whole new hunting style.
3 dice for defending against disciplines.
True. You can add one more.
Yeah, so I got two total.
Okay.
Because I wasn't gonna surge.
You get.
Is she sharing something with me, or is she manipulating me?
Why not both?
Right, manipulation is just sharing.
Mutual thoughts, exactly.
Yeah. She's inceptioning me right now.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. After succeeding the user. Cool. That will last for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. You got 2 successes.
I got 2 successes.
Okay. You
are dead.
Exactly. No. Are absolutely enthralled with Nessa for the next 7 hours.
Damn it. That
They
could
be
be
kissing,
worse.
right?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Ew.
Hey man, $10 is $10. All right.
Ew.
And she continues to look in your face. I worry for you.
I don't think there's anything to worry about me for. I'm strong. I know what I'm doing. Maybe a little dumb sometimes, but you know. Find a way. And that shit-eating grin has now turned into like a, how you doing? Kind of smile, a little smirk.
She begins to lead you. Just sort of turns and leads with one hand after sort of realizing the smirk. Doesn't say anything, just begins to take you by the hand and lead you down the hallway.
I will follow, but via Feral Whispers, I'm going to tell Lil Michael, stay here. Actually, the correct phrasing is, Lil Michael, go bug Carter. And he's going to fly from my shoulder and go land on Carter's head and, like, groom you. pick through your hair and make sure that you're okay.
And with that being said, Carter, you see Nessa take Michael by the hand and head down the hallway and disappear on the other side of the security door. And that is where we'll go ahead and wrap up for tonight's session.
Bro, are Michael and Dimitri brothers in more than one way now?
Bro,
are we
Just
both about
wait
to?
till it's a team effort.
We're gonna have to find a new Michael.
You did find a new Michael. I'm a changed kindred.
Exactly.
I believe in one thing and one thing only, and that's taking care of the tower.
You come back with
like
a mustache and a cigarette.
like a frilly silk shirt with like a crushed velvet vest.
And like a amazing little gold chain, like not like anything too crazy, just like a little one, very tasteful, but very displayed prominently.
Just M+N.
Yes.
5 ever.
Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. Everyone hanging out in chat. Thank you again for coming and watching our episode called Rebranded and New. We are going to be uploading this on Monday of next week. So please make sure to swing by. It's over at youtube.com/@jbrews. And then also make sure to swing by and hang out over at Twitch channel. I stream Monday through Friday over at twitch.tv/jbrews. So please make sure to swing by over there. Otherwise, thank you for coming and hanging out, and I'll see you guys next week on another episode of Indy by Night. Have a good one, guys.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.